things are going to start happening to me now.
I think Tyler is amazing.
And I'm a fan of this show. I've watched several episodes.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. You stink, Tyler.
Never promise crazy a baby.
Oh, I like that. That's a cool idea.
Are either of you homosexuals?
I go both ways. What do you think?
You mean like flaming or?
No, we're not homosexual, but we are willing to learn.
But I do wonder, for others, in other cases, whether libertarianism today is just an excuse for many on the right to act selfishly.
Look at me. And then some fat asses in Washington started having opinions. The Olympic Committee started having opinions. You bitch, I know you! You started writing your opinions.
And it just makes me wonder, you're dead, bitch. You know, why are you doing this to this poor guy?
I don't care. I'm a libertarian. What I'm getting is...
Did you vote for Joe Jorgensen or Trump?
Who?
Joe Jorgensen. That was the perfect answer. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, this is not going quite the way I want. Oh, hey, hang. We're going back here. Welcome, everybody. This is LPR. We're just doing a quick test stream. I've moved offices, so as you can see behind me, I no longer have the wonderful view. I have a window there, though. And then a window here. So I have two windows. I've got plenty of. I think we're live. I think we're live on the internet, so we should be good to go. I've got a problem here. It's a whole new system, new computer. So I'm doing it with OBS, and I can see your. Maybe I should do the pop out here. And then I'll be able to kind of bring the chats in. I haven't set everything up, so I just thought I would do this and give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm going to be doing for Friday. Let me know if you can hear me. I see Tire Gang NPC Re in the chat, so that's good here. Let's see if I'm gonna just do this as I come. Let me see comments, properties. Let's just we're just doing it. No, not that one. There we go. Then I would be able, at least to be able to bring the chat up, I think. Let's see here. Okay, let's see if we can fix that a bit. This is just a test stream. We're just kind of seeing how everything's going. Nope, not that way. For some reason the chat's not showing up here in this thing. You're coming in fine for me. Josh says I'm here, Dwayne. Okay, just bear with me, folks, as I fix a few things. And that's the pop-out chat. I don't know why it's not. Show windows with empty names, show full screens and windows. Let's see if that does it. Nope, it didn't do it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not giving me the ability to see everything. So, oh well. I'll just look at your chats here. Maybe we'll figure this out at some point. Okay, so we do have a few things going on. Nick Ricada. So I will give you a tour of my office in a bit. It's the same building. We just literally came across the hall. So I had before the parking lot was behind me, nice trees and everything. Now I got a road over here, and I've got the other parking lot over here. So I'm in a corner, and I have nice viewing. I mean, boomerang it up as usual. Hey, I'm pretty good with the tech. I just didn't set everything up with this, Josh. I just really hadn't set everything up beforehand. Here's the part of the problem. I got a new computer. So I have a Mac Mini, which I run at the office. But I got the new Mac Mini with the M4 chip, so I wanted to see how that was going to run with OBS. So far, so good. And then I think I got the low-end one at the office because I don't need much there. I'm going to upgrade the one at home. I also have a Mac Mini there, and I'm going to upgrade that one to the full-on 10-core. I think I'm going to go hog wild on that one and see how that works, because part of the issue I want to do with production of Tower Gang is use, if you guys know what we need this tech stuff, OBS, which is a free software, open source, and I can use it, and I want to bring everyone in there, and I could do much better. Let's see here. So I want to go, okay, so I'm on transitions for moving. So it moves from one camera to another. We could do kind of stuff like that. And anyway, there's all kinds of little hits and bangs and stuff you can do. So that's one thing I have. Now, what I wanted to do, Nick Ricada. It's fascinating stuff with Nick Ricada. Nick came out. Let me see if I can adjust my volume here. I'm also going to fix my mics. I have a compressor mic rather than a dynamic mic, and I want to get a dynamic one because the compressor, it's not as good, at least for what I'm going to do. Nick Ricada had a settlement conference yesterday. His wife, Kayla, I think it's still his wife, she filed a motion to suppress the warrant, or I think motion to dismiss the warrant or suppress. We'll look at that in detail. And there are some people I know. I don't know. The legal mindset went over it. Potentially criminal. Sean went over it. Kurt on civil law went over it. Meme Copium went over it. Josh went over it this morning. Perfectly fine. And I know some of them said, "Oh, this was much better written." Was it? Was it? I mean, you can have better English structure the way you write it, but is the contents, is the argument actually better, right? And sometimes that is, I mean, it's all one. You don't want to ever have a judge where they're rolling their eyes at dangling participles or whatever it is. The power of movie magic. Yes. And once again, I should be able to bring this in. Why is this not? I'm going to boomer myself up here a little bit once again. So let's see, browser. I'm hung up with this one. Maybe this one. Let's see if this one will do it. Captures that. Oh, window capture. Maybe that's the problem. Let's see if this does it. Let's see if that does it. Nope, not bringing that up either. Oh, maybe so. I think I figured it out, folks. I think I figured it out, and we will be able to show your chats in here live, on air, so everybody can feel good about this. And I want to move this so we have it all nice. Watch this transition. Here we go. Okay, so I don't like the look of me on this camera. I'm a little bit of a fat fuck. I'm trying to get it down here. So there's your chat. We can at least see that up in there. Welcome to the show. No, you can see I've got pictures, stuff here behind. The office is a mess. We moved things over. We had to move the internet over. We had to move the copy. All these things, coordinate. And now I'm hearing the lawn people out here. This is a problem. They can start blowing shit. It's gonna be a problem. So this is what you got. Anyway, Nick, like I said, he and his wife, and she wrote something, and she wants to dismiss or suppress the warrant, and so basically kick the case out. These cases are intertwined in a sense because Nick missed his opportunity to do that because he went for the Franks motion. God damn those people out there, they're going to be pissing me off now. They always piss me off. I have to do court in the morning often, and then you get the blowers out here just, and then I'm just like, okay, whatever, people. So maybe we'll cut this pretty short. But I'm going to go over this all on Friday. I'm going to break down because Kayla at least cited better law. Oh yeah, and Love the Pie said, so Nick's plea is delayed to December or something. Yeah, actually it is. So let's take a look at this. This isn't doxing at all. Once again, learning this new computer. It's pretty much the same shit, but it's a little different. I haven't set everything up in there. I'm going to go to the Minnesota Court website, and we're going to take a look at Nick's docket. Sorry, and maybe you guys can yes, case number. Put this case number in there. Find it. Okay, so he has case details here. And by the way, let me go back to all the charges. Let's see if we can bring this one in. Let me hang on while I'm fixing this up here. I just want to take a look at. Okay, we'll do this one here. See if we can bring up his docket and show. No, window capture, display capture. Maybe the display capture is what I want. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but here's kind of Nick's docket, and we'll just walk through this here. Here's his charges. Okay, drug, second degree, possess 25 grams or more of coke and amphetamines, possession ammo, any firearm used or controlled substance, possession of a firearm violation 624.713 subdivision 1 other clause. Okay, endanger child, permit present sale, possession of controlled substances, endanger child. So that's what he's got here. These were his initial conditions, the case assignment. So notice of a hearing, that was 11/27. That's today. Now is that let's view this document. Oh, it wants me to download it. Turn that on. Okay, so the point is he went in for a settlement. I think they should show when the next, there we go, settlement conference, 12/17 at 3:45 p.m. So we got that coming up in a little while. There will be, what's good, chat? Hello, Tyler, turn live chat on instead of top chat. Okay, let's see this. Top chat. live chat. There you go. Is that better? I hope that's better, everybody. This is the test stream, folks. This is the test stream that we're going through here. Okay, so here's part of the information. So Nick went into a settlement conference yesterday, and then evidently they extended it out. This happens, okay? Now, once again, we're going to talk about some of these things because I don't do criminal law, but I think I understand how cases go. So we can always, walk our way through just the idea of how a situation goes. They go to first settlement conference. The idea there is everyone comes in and they try to present things. Now, in family law, what we do on those is we actually have what's called a pro tem judge. Okay, someone's got to help settle this. It's not just the parties come in. So we have a pro tem judge. For family law, it's either retired judges, it's family law attorneys that have been doing this for a very long time, and they sign up with different counties, and they'll go and they'll do these things. So they can only act as a temporary commissioner. They can't make any rulings. They will only put on the record anything that you guys have agreed to. But what they will do is you'll come in there and they will give you a good idea. They'll talk. The parties will come before the judge. Or the pro tem, and it's usually back in chambers, and what we do here, it's kind of away from everybody, and it's typically just the counsel. The counsel will come in, they will kind of lay out their arguments to everybody, and then the pro tem gives you ideas of how they think it's going to go. So for me, in different situations, I'm like, here's one sticky situation, and the judges, sometimes it's two of them there, they give you an idea of how that they think it's going to play out. If you do go to trial, what are the likelihoods of, kind of arguing your different points here with the evidence presented? And to go into this, we would have to do a statement of issues and contentions prior to it, laying everything out. Now, with that in mind, none of this that happens when we go to this settlement conference actually extends out to the trial, okay? Because it's different judges, and the ones that said like these pro tem judges. Once again, I don't know if that's the situation there in Candio, but it's similar. It's typically, at least in California, all around where you're going to be, and the idea is to try to get you to a settlement. Now, during that, we can agree to continue the trial out. We can continue to confirm the trial. We can drop the whole situation. We can settle it as we are, and then those judges would put it on the record. You could consent to them being as a commissioner that day or whatnot, a pro tem judge, and they can put it on the record and make it in order, whatever you've agreed to. Okay. Now maybe it has to go to the presiding judge. To really sign off on that. But however, whatever happened, they came in yesterday and they, behind closed doors, they tried to work something out. God damn those snowblower or those leaf blowers. And they tried to work something out, and evidently they just continued it out until December 17th. So we got a few weeks here for that, okay? So those charges, there's the ones, interim conditions. This was interesting. Make all court appearances, complete booking, remain law-abiding. This is a situation we had talked about before, which was, and I asked Sean, potentially criminal. I said, were there any conditions? Remember Recada's issue with Imulte, and maybe getting into his computer and doing whatnot there. Okay. And I said, are there any conditions to his probation, or not probation, but his bail? And he said, no, these were unconditional. Well, it doesn't look like it here, but he did. I will say this. This was what the arrest. He released with conditions. Okay, so those were the initial conditions. He posted bail. Then they said release with conditions. Do not leave Minnesota without court approval. Do not use or possess alcohol or drugs except as prescribed. Random testing, contact with probation. Do not use firearms. So maybe he doesn't have conditions, but I imagine it can't be good to do more criminal activity on this coming out here. Okay, let's see how the chat is going in here. MD said, I wish Nick luck. I offered him help early on as I practice in the addiction. Oh, interesting. Nick in the past few days had been going in different creators' chats and hijacking the chat. Yeah, you can only do so much. And I have a video, Meme Copium played at the beginning. Maybe I should do this. You're going to have to boomer with me as I see if I can set it up, which Nick emphasizes exactly what I had my problems with Nick to begin with this case. especially when we were talking about my issues with good logic. Okay, I think I will try to play that, and then we'll go out. If you're talking about Nick's case, maybe change stream title to get viewers. I thank you for the idea, but I do have I'm doing a full on. I'm just letting you know. I don't really care. You guys come back on Friday, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern at 5:15, 8:15. We are going to do a stream on this. So I'm just letting you know. I appreciate the concern about my views. By the way, last week I did one, Robert Barnes, that's been doing a lot of views. I haven't been reading the comments because I know there's some people in there that just hate me for my dislike of Robert Barnes, but we're going to chip away at him as well, okay? One of the people in there said, how dare you say mean things about Robert Barnes and be, personal attacks. And I've told you guys over and over, I don't like the personal attacks. I'm not a fan of it. I mean, look at me. Do I have any right to be going out and making fun of other people's looks? No, you just, it's like, this is what we're born with now. You can be an ugly person and unkept. How about fix yourself up and do what you can to make yourself presentable? That's just one way you're going to get through life, okay? That's what I try to do. Make the best of what God has given you. But with that in mind, when Robert Barnes comes out and he says the most evil things, literally evil things about like legal mindset, Sean, Kurt, and for no other reason, especially Kurt as an example, no other reason, and Nate, I will say this too, for no other reason than those guys disagreeing, not even arguing, just disagreeing with Robert Barnes on his, the warrant, applicability, is it all good and just disagreeing with him has made Robert Barnes attack them personally. Said legal mindset was moving to, an Asian country. And maybe this is true, but it seems defamatory if not true. That, there's reasons. Out of the box, I mean, just, completely rude things to say. And that's when I go, okay, that's how we play this game. I don't have respect for him now as a legal scholar, simply because instead of just making arguments with them, one, he lies about everything, not everything. He lies about quite a few things. He doesn't give good advice on a lot of this stuff. He's lied about the Sandman thing, and that was one thing that some people had problems with me, and I did try to make a correction, which was I don't think Barnes, when he went on there, he did try to say he represented Covington kids, and then Sandman says, hey, you're implying that you're representing me, and basically a cease and desist and stop it. And then Barnes had blocked Sandman's own attorneys, and they had a lawsuit, and I may have conflated, and I did try to clarify that, may have conflated Covington and Sandman. But I would offer this, which is Barnes did that in a way. He said Covington kids, and no one cared about the Covington kids except for one Covington kid, which was Nick Sandman. That's the only one you cared about. That's the only one that really had any kind of, I mean, sure, there were some issues there, but with the news and whatnot, but it was Sandman related. I would be interested to hear if Nick got $1 for any of the settlements for those Covington kids. I don't believe so. I don't believe it. I think if anything, he just got them to retract something. Okay, that's what we're going to do on Friday. We're gonna walk our way through there. But I appreciate it. Love the pie. If you're talking about Nick, yeah. With the election and transition, there are so many more important things than his drug possession issue. I'm sorry, it's not relevant anymore. But we all have to move on. I completely agree, and I appreciate. I'm kind of tired of this whole thing, by the way. It's a tale of woe and maybe some warning, right, for people out there. That's why I'm pushing on this thing. One, it's fun, and I like the legal aspect of it. I think Nick has shown, one. You don't know what's like in my life, my office, my family. I had a dream last night that I was like, this is my wife, and she's like, we're younger. I don't even think we're married, and she's like has some other guy, and she's like trying to go back, and she in the end chooses him, and I was just it destroyed me in this dream, and then I wake up and I look over and she's in the bed next to me, and I was so happy, and it was so stupid, right? It's completely ridiculous, but I love that lady to death. cock the gun. No, I love her, and you don't know, but you guys don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and I try to be out there. So you got the same with Nick. People portray things online, and it's very good to be skeptical of these people. I don't mean to be cynical, and I didn't want to do that with Nick, and then shit comes out, and then you just do the legal stuff, and then Barnes is in there, and then Nick's lying to everybody about it, and it's kind of a sad. Okay, let's see what it is. If you're talking about, we did that. So I would like to move on. Interesting background noise. Yeah, sorry, it's the leaf blowers. He does this because he has no argument. Yeah, pretty slime. It's the internet. We do drama here. Thanks, Magoo. By the way, and I will always insist this and express it as much as I can, which is I believe Robert Barnes is very, very intelligent. Okay. You're not going to get me to go otherwise. You listen to him, and I was a fan of him, and then things just started to not quite jive, and then I saw that he was doing something, which is he's more political than he is legal. He just happens to have a good legal mind, and then he puts everything in the political sense, and I think that's where the trouble is, right? So you've got this with oops. Whoa, hey, I'm still learning here. You got this with multiple different people, and I would prefer honesty and perhaps a little, non-hypocritical aspects than anything else, so that you can just, can be out there and do whatever. I would respect Barnes a lot more if he was not going through this in kind of the political sense. That everything's and Viva's even more so. You have any issue out there, and he is all over it as far as political stuff goes. But he can't be consistent with certain things. And we've talked about those in the past. One of the things that just happened, I don't know if you guys know who James Lindsay is, but him, the trigonometry guys, they're really pushing, and Babylon Bee. And I have a book, and I need to pull that book out, and it's all about woke stuff. My wife bought it. It's from the Babylon Bee. It's in our bathroom, and I've never really flipped through it, but it's hilarious stuff about the woke insanity. The problem is, Seth Dillon of the Babylon Bee and many of these others, they are talking about the woke right, okay? And I know my friend Andy has pushed back saying that's not a thing because these people are not actually from the right. Well, I get it. But this term is being used now as a cudgel because they don't like what's going on with, and so James Lindsay, he was in this trigonometry. He's blocked me, by the way, because I made fun of him and Chris Rufo, but he's a heavy blocker. He just blocked Clint Russell, and Clint's had him on his show, was pushing him pretty hard early on with the DEI and a lot of this other stuff. But I've had a problem with James Lindsay for quite some time, and thinking that he's somewhat of a charlatan. He's very much on the left. And he uses the left tactics when he comes over to the right and the way he talks about things. I mean, I don't want to use these, as an example. You just say, oh, you're all about race identity, therefore I don't have to listen to anything you say. When, in fact, James Lindsay is all about race and gender and whatever identity. He pushes that stuff so as well. So I'm just not a fan. So those are the kind of things that are happening. That is internet drama. We will perhaps talk about some of that as well. Was there anything else I was going for? That's the chat. I think we're going to end up closing it out here. Oh, I wanted to play this Meme Copium clip. Let me see if I can find it here. And then you're going to have to just hope that it works. So Meme Copium played this on his open today. Let's go to my history. All right, there we go. Okay, I want
that is beyond.
Hang on. Maybe you can hear that. Okay, so I thought this was an interesting. Now he doesn't have good quality. When I say good quality, it's 720. I broadcast in like 1080. So this is. Anyway, okay, so while this is getting going here, let me just see if I can, okay, I've already got it pretty much going over here. Let's transition that over, and then we will see if we can fix this so it fits in here so everyone can actually see and hopefully hear it as well. So this is Nick on some stream not too long ago, and Meme Copium played this on his open today, and I thought it was very instructional. And let's see, please make sure, let me see, hopefully everyone can hear this. Give me a thumbs up if you can or can't.
The idea here is,
do you know what doesn't get talked about in all this? The effect it has on kids, right? Because let's just say, for the sake of argument, somehow your kids find out something. I feel bad for his kids though right now because, dude, like just like with these OnlyFans models who wind up getting exposed, it's not fair to the kids. Like, they didn't choose that.
So I think they're talking about, I don't know if it's the one of the cuck guys, Jack, is that maybe who went the colored beard? I don't know if he had kids and a wife, but someone was doing cucking, okay, and stuff was out online, so that's what they're talking about.
Yep. You want to get teased at school because your dad is a cuck or your mom is a thot. You're fucked.
I think it should be considered child abuse in some cases, and also some guys really be out here letting Matt from Tinder fuck their girl before they're willing to give a little foreplay. Like that's actually where it's at.
Well, I mean, imagine being an 18-year-old.
Okay, they're talking about this thought stuff, and then there's Brittany out there with her, her tits and no sleeves to to do everything she can to enhance her clicks.
His son is in high school.
Ooh, that's right.
Imagine being in high school, and right now, at this moment, 2021, the new year.
So this is 2021. We're in 2024 right now, and they're talking about this. And I've said this over and over, which is Nick has like a 16, 17-year-old son. I mean, it's bad. Now he did a tweet about, it sounded like he was going to go plea because he's like, I have kids, 2 boys that I need to teach how to be a man. Well, it's a little late on some of that. You're going to have to do a lot of recovery to do so. And I've talked about this before, my own self when I was married, divorced, and then before I was married again, you know, that time in between where I'm dating and whatnot. I did everything I could to not bring people around my kids and my kids to see any kind of interaction that they may in some point, because they were younger, you know, 12 years old, 10, you know, 6, 8, 10, what, you know, my kids are four years apart. The 2 that I had prior to getting married with Gina. The point is that I didn't want them to look back later and go, oh yeah, daddy had a lot of friends spend the night, you know, sleepovers or whatever. It's like, and then realize, oh, I know what was going on. It wasn't happening. You know, I had life. And by the way, I was not in a place where I felt great about my life. You know, looking back, I was like, I went through it and it was all a learning experience. But you live and you learn, and you become much better for it. You don't have to go through those things. But there you go. Yeah, Drex nowhere to be found. Yeah, I don't really know who he is. But
all of Twitter sphere, where you know the more right-wing egalitarian Twitter sphere is talking about how your dad is a cuck. Here are pictures of him jumping on a silicone phallus-shaped object. How do you feel about it, Mercado? Man, how would you feel if your dad was being called out for being a cuckold when you're senior of high school? Man, that's horrible.
The interesting thing is you'd feel bad for your dad, but you'd feel worse for yourself, right? Because you're gonna get ruthlessly treated in high school, and there's no recovery. What are you gonna say? No, he's not. Like, but bro, here's the video. Like, they're just gonna pull up the video of your stepmom licking your dad's ass.
You know,
that's look. If people want to do OnlyFans, if people want to do Pornhub, whatever they want to do, I don't care. No
recovery.
All right, and then Josh comes in a little loud there. So, okay, I think that's where we're at. Brilliant advice there from Nick. Careful what you do, because the internet's forever, and your kids, you know, you need to be doing what you can so your kids are in a good spot, and that you, that's your ultimate, you know, legacy in a sense, right? And, you know, I think Chris Rock talks about, you know, the ultimate goal of being a parent is to keep your daughter off the pole. I think that's stanzas for thee, however, not for me. And by the way, dry Bokes, you know, we all go through things. You don't know what's happening here, right? And you get to a place and you've got, you know, you've done something, and yes, you're not following perhaps your own advice on several circumstances. The goal right here is on a daily basis, get your shit together. You know, for me, it's religion and it's my wife, you know, number 1, 2, and then we have kids, but you're doing stuff to represent yourself well to your wife, to your God. And if you're doing those, it's just going to come together, you know, and then you've got the kids, obviously, you need to be worrying about. And that's where I say you got to worry about that. And that was my initial thing, even getting into this, which was I posted something to Joe Neerman, pushing back on him because I said exactly what Nick did, which is screw this guy. He's got kids, and no one's talking about the trauma that's going to be happening to them, let alone all the other activities that perhaps, you know, that they saw, that they are going through. I mean, one kid tested positive for cocaine. We should be able to hear about that. Point is, we're going to get through this. Welcome everybody to Tyler's counseling session. No, I got a lot of work to do. So it's 9 o'clock here in the West Coast. It's time for me to get to work. tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And then we'll come in the day after Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about Nick stuff. We're going to, I keep doing that. I keep pushing the wrong buttons. We're going to go over Nick stuff. We're going to go, this is an old saying in area, faith, family, football. Football, yeah. Now, you probably mean, let's go back to the chat here. This dry brokes probably means soccer, right? The doctor says you don't have to moralize and figure out Nick Rekieta is a fraud. I'm not a lawyer, but the stuff he said is just all over the place. Nick has his trust family recur him all the time. Cheers. Yep. Okay, so happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We will see you back here. Come back Friday evening, 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific. What's that? 7:15 Central, 6:15 Mountain, or and then the Arizona. Do they do standard time? They don't change some of those? So figure it out in your place. But I'm telling you, these are the times for the main thing. I got a computer, keyboards over here. I got pictures down. It's one day we'll have this whole office fixed back up. I got a lot of work to do here, everybody. So take care and see you Friday. Thanks.
Things are going to start happening to me now.
I think Tyler is amazing.
And I'm a fan of this show. I've watched several episodes.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. You stink, Tyler.
Never promise crazy a baby.
Oh, I like that. That's a cool idea.
Are either of you homosexuals?
I go both ways. What do you think?
You mean like flaming or?
No, we're not homosexual, but we are willing to learn.
But I do wonder for others in other cases whether libertarianism today is just an excuse for many on the right to act selfishly.
Look at me. And then some fat asses in Washington started having opinions. The Olympic Committee started having opinions. You bitch, I know you. You started writing your opinions.
And it just makes me wonder, you're dead, bitch. Why are you doing this to this poor guy?
I don't care. I'm a libertarian. What I'm getting is,
Did you vote for Joe Jorgensen or Trump?
Who?
Joe Jorgensen. That was the perfect answer. Thank you.